Hello, beautiful yogis. Welcome to our practice tonight. We are going to be doing some gentle yoga as well as some restorative poses. So please come to a seated position, and we're going to begin with some pranayama. Now you can of course lie down if you're fatigued and would prefer to just do the breathing on your back, or seated up. So, as you find your comfortable place, you might close your eyes and just notice how you are. We're coming as we are. Just feel, accept, allow, align with your breath. Your nose breathes a deep one. And your pursed lips blow that breath out. And let's do that again. Nose in. And the pursed lips blow the breath away. One more makes 3. Breathing in. And the pursed lips blowing the breath out. So let's continue now. Nose breathing deeply and slowly in through your nose. Holding your breath just for a moment. And then the nose exhalation, feeling how your abdomen just relaxes back as the breath goes all the way out. And the next breath comes in. Deep in your belly, feel the energy of the breath rise. There's a little hovering moment at the top of the breath. And then the nose simply exhales smoothly, slowly, until you come to the moment where there's no breath left, heartbeat or 2 on the empty, and then breathing in again. Little pause, breathing out, knowing that we are just aligning with the breath to bring us into here and now. Continue breathing. How the breath can calm us, how the breath can focus us. And just letting the breath become all that is in this moment as you hone in. It is this spotlight of your attention on your breath. Nice. And then to begin our practice, I'd love to do alternate nostril breathing with you. So it's the same pace of the breath, but we begin by placing your right hand thumb on your right nostril, inhaling through the open left. And in that little pause at the top of the breath, bring your ring finger to block off your left nostril, lift your thumb, exhaling now through the right. And then keeping the right open for inhale. And when you're full of breath, we're going to switch sides. Exhale through the left. And then as we breathe in, it'll be on the same side. Left in. A little pause, giving us time to switch sides. Exhale through your right. And in through your right. And so stay with this very powerful pranayama. It's balancing the left and the right. They're both the sinuses, the brain, the lunar and the solar parts of us, to use the yogic language. And that means the active and the receptive. Stay with it a couple more rounds. Every time you're about to exhale, you change. Now when you next reach the fullness of your breath, pause a moment. Pausing a moment, let your hands rest down and just exhale through both nostrils. And then the inhale will also be through both nostrils. Good, feeling that now, streaming breath through the both. Nice, everyone. And so we complete that opening pranayama to position ourselves now on our first pose, which is hands and knees. So we'll be using bolster, 2 blocks, a strap tonight, as well as your blankets. So one of the blankets would be for kneeling on. One blanket for your knees. And then your blocks at the front of the mat can just be on the low setting, flat blocks. We're not using them yet. Just coming to hands and knees. And so we're going to try to keep the same pace of breath. With the incoming breath, attention to your tailbone, lifting it. Attention to your spine, dipping the middle. And then at the fullness of breath, your chest comes forward, your shoulders come back, and your chin is slightly elevated. A little pause. Ready to exhale, tail tucks under. Spread across your back as you round it into the cat shape. The exhalation, your chin is low and your belly is drawn in a little actively. Release it for the incoming breath. And the outgoing breath is the rounding, the tucking under of the tail, the drawing in of the belly, feeling the long back, both long and broad across the shoulder blades. And here comes the breath in again. We undulate into the arching of the spine. And then the exhalation, the rounding. We have 2 more cycles of this. And so the lovely thing of doing gentle yoga in the evening is that it slows us down and brings us home to ourselves. It certainly brings us to our body, lovely body that carries our consciousness. Good, and then as you complete this one, reach your hands onto your blocks. That should ease any tension in your wrists. Walk your knees a little further apart. And then we're going to draw the hips back towards an extended child's pose. Let's see how that goes. Could be your knees are saying no. It could be your clothing is a bit tight. And just stretch long. And breathe now with your arms extended forward and your hips drawing back as far as it goes for you. I'd love you to feel that inhale in your back, not only the lower back, but the middle back as well. There's a kind of spreading and opening of the airways in the back. We'll do 2 more breaths here. Nice, everyone. We're going to draw the torso forward. Walk the knees in a little bit, and we've still got the hands on the blocks, the low blocks. Bring your knees a little closer in, and then would you raise your right knee up behind you? So the knee lifts up and the chest lifts up, and it's an inhale. And then exhaling, it's a slow mouth exhale. Bring the knee towards your nose. Let's do that 2 more times. Still a nice, slow, flowy breath. We got 1 more. Right leg lifting up, chest lifts. As the knee comes forward, we round the back. Good. Now let's bring that right foot between the blocks. So if it doesn't quite get there, just pick it up and put it there. Good. So now press down on that front foot and bring your hands to your right thigh. And that will help you come up to a kneeling lunge. And just inch your right foot forward a little bit so it's directly underneath your knee. And then bring your hands to your sacrum. And then draw your arms back and your elbows back. And as you press your palms down, your hips might move a little bit forward. And your sternum might lift a little bit up. Really ground now through your feet. We're going to release the hands from that position and inhale the arms forward and all the way up and circle them back and down. And then we'll do that twice more with the same slow breath, steadying the front foot, circling back. And 1 more time. And this time we'll let the hands come back down to the blocks and just draw your right hip back and begin to straighten the right leg. And so this is a good hamstring stretch, the heart's lifted. And just 2 more slow deep breaths, the right sitting bone drawing back. Good, and now everyone, let's bring that right foot back and the right knee back. And we are ready for the second side. You might like to use your hands on the blocks. Because my arms are long, I'm going to put my hands on the ground for this. And we're going with the left, the knees are close together, the left knee lifts, the heart lifts, inhale. And remember, it's a slow mouth exhale as we bring the knee forward, rounding the back, as we did. One more coming up. And now, can you bring your left foot forward between the blocks? You can always pick it up, put it there, inch it forward, and then place your hands on the blocks. And make sure now that your left knee is right under, over your right ankle. Good. Steady everything that's touching the ground and walk your hands up to your left thigh. So we're coming up to this kneeling lunge. Steady yourself here. Bring your hands to your sacrum. Draw the elbows close, the shoulder heads back. And as though drawing the tailbone down, we lift into the heart. And so it's a nice spreading across the sternum, across the shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades closer together. Everything stays as we inhale now the arms forward and upwards, and exhale them wide out and down. And repeat. One more. Good, and as your hands lower this time, bring them to the blocks, where we get a little support to draw the hips back, especially that left hip, towards straightening the left leg. The heel goes forward, the sit bone draws back, the heart lifts, so we've got a nice long flat back, and you can have the blocks a little higher if that feels more accessible. And we've got the lovely flow of breath. 2 more cycles in this left leg stretch. And as we complete this one, just drag your left foot, your left knee next to your right knee. And bring your hands to the ground as we return for 3 cycles of the inhaling cow shape, exhaling cat shape. 2 more, everyone. And the last one. Good. So now I invite you to bring your knees close together and place your hands on the blocks, the low blocks, bringing them in a little bit. Just forward of your shoulders, your arms are straight. And then would you lean into the left hand, place your right hand on your lower back, and then turn your trunk to the right. And so we've got a little upper body twist here. And this may be as far as you go. Maybe you'd like to add the right arm up. And so gentle with your shoulder, you might circle it forward and then bring it up and turn your trunk into this lovely upper body twist. Good, and lower your hand back to your block. Now just circle your hips 3 times round in the one direction. And then the other way. Doing good, yogis. In a moment, we're going to be lying down on our bolster. These little warm-ups, the gentle yoga part. Let's take the other leg, the left leg. And I've lost track. So I think we did both sides. No, we didn't. We've got to twist the upper body. There we are. Sorry, everyone. Knees are close together. Leaning into your right hand and left hand on your hip, and we turn to the left. And if available, you can add that left arm to the vertical place. And lower the hand back down. All right, lovely. 1 to go for the hips. Put your right foot forward in between the blocks. Steady that foot. Make your way up either via the hands on the right thigh or sweep your arms up and circle your right arm back to your lower back. Left arm stays up here for the inhale, and reach the left arm forward and hook your elbow over the knee. And press your palms then together and turn your trunk to the right. Just 3 breaths. Nice. And then release your hands to the blocks. Take your right foot, your right knee back. And we'll do the same with the left foot, stepping forward. Ground that foot. Walk your hands up your left thigh, or maybe sweep the arms up. Circle all the way to vertical, lowering your left arm and bring that into your back. Long inhale through the right side, and then come forward with your right arm, hook it over your left knee, and use that leveraging to turn your left shoulder back. Press the palms if that works for you. Little pop in your spine. You sometimes know that you've done something good for your back. And 1 more breath. Nice, everyone. Hands to the blocks. Good. And then bring your left knee next to your right knee. Let's push the blocks forward, just off your mat. Bring your bolster in now. Just get all this in place. We're going to be lying forward over this bolster, and the blocks probably need to come in a little bit closer. And now we come forward. So if you're long like I am, if we walk my knees back a little bit and bring my belly to the bolster, adjust the knees, and now bring the hands to the blocks. I'm on my elbows and hands. And so this is Sphinx pose. If anything feels too much in your lower back, you can just make a pillow with your hands, which we'll all do in a moment, and lie your head forward. But if all is well, you just want to lift your chest a little bit, press down through the hands, the palms, feeling how the bolster supports your belly from the hip pointers to your belly. And let's take 3 deep breaths. So you feel that pressure in your belly, and that pressure will push the inhale to your lower back. And let it come up a little bit, and then there's a relaxing exhale. It can be through the nose. Let's do that twice more. Good, everyone. Now we're going to lower the head, and let's see what feels good. These blocks might be lovely under your shoulders so that your head can relax between the blocks. You might have to bring them up a little bit. Your head would hang between the blocks as though you were having a massage. You know how they tuck your nose into that little area there that you can breathe. See if that feels good, and if it's a bit hard on your forehead, just bring your hands there. We want to rest the head now. We want to continue to feel the movement of breaths. This should be a little easier on your back, and check in with your buttocks. Are they still squeezing? They don't need to. So relax into the glutes and into the legs and into your breath. more breaths here in the relaxed Sphinx pose. Nice, everyone. Just lift your head up. We're going to maneuver our way to all fours. So use your hands and make your way to all fours. And with your hands on your bolster now, round your back. So it's a little bit of a counter pose. Once you've tucked in your tail and rounded your back, widen your knees and push the bolster forward so that you can be in an extended child's pose with your hands now on the bolster and your back stretching long. Lovely. Coming up again, turn your bolster now long. One of the blocks can be at the top end of the bolster and plonk down on your left hip. So that means you'd move your knees a little to the right and sit on your left buttock. And this is going to be a side stretch. So letting your left arm slide down the bolster. If your arm is long, you'll push that block away. And then let your head come to rest on your arm. And let's stretch the top leg, your right leg, as though you were going to push that foot into a wall. And we've got a very active right leg. And what's the right arm doing? It might be just supporting you. We could bring the right arm up and over, and so we've got a nice long right side stretch. And we're here for 3 deep breaths. Lovely, everyone. Relax the top leg so the knee bends. Bring your right hand to the ground near your face. That'll help you push up. And we're now going to revolve the torso into the revolved child's pose. I like to have a blankie under my head here, so you can bring your second blankie in. We've got a hand on each side, we turn the trunk, and we approach the bolster as we do, and lie down. Lie down on your left ear. Oh, we get a little break from all that moving, so we can really feel the effects of it, so that we can rest in the breath. Lovely penetrating inhalation and a long exhalation. So let's start to build now the longer exhales. So the inhales go deep into your tummy. And that whole area softens, relaxes as you draw out the exhale to go a little slower till you run out of breath. And then the deep belly inhale. So as we stay to relax in the revolved child's pose, we're cultivating longer exhalations. Now you can intuit the longer exhalations. And those of you who like to count and have a little bit more of a left brain approach, you feel free to do the counting. So you would inhale for 4, And exhale if you can for 8. Inhale for 5. Exhale to 10. And maybe that 1-2 ratio is a bit much for today. Don't worry. Just breathe out longer. Savoring the support, the long exhales, the ebbing away of fatigue or stress. And let's do 2 more long exhalations in this shape. Good, and then use your hands, one on each side. Press your way up and make your way to hands and knees. Hands and knees over the bolster. And before we take the other side, just stretch your left leg straight out behind you, ball of the foot on the mat. And see if you can draw your hips level. This may be enough, it's just a little adjustment in the hips after the twist. You could add an upper body twist now by taking your right arm out to the right and lift up. Nice, and lower the arm and lower the knees. Right, we're going to the second side. So first walk your knees a little to the left, sitting down on your right butt cheek. If you've got the pillow blanket, just take it off for a moment as we're going to slide the right arm down the length of the bolster to lower down. Use the block as an extension. Lie your right ear on your right arm. Your top leg is your left leg. Push that straight. So there's some vigor in that left leg. And then the left arm comes up and over. And let that grow really long and activate the left flank stretch. Only 2 more breaths. Nice, so that leg that's so fierce, let it relax, bend it. Again, bring your left hand to the ground, give you purchase to push up, hand on each side now. You might adjust your hips a little bit. And here we go. Pillow blanket back. And rotate your trunk so that you are full frontal on your right hip and your right ear. Adjust your arms and hands and shoulders so they too can just soften and relax. And even here, we are lengthening the exhalation.
तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे
Staying with your long exhalations. Just a few more cycles on this side.
रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सहीजे
Lovely, everyone. So as you complete your exhalation, walk your hands back so that you can push up and make your way back again to all fours. We're in all fours, your knees are on the blankie. And we've been sitting on that right hip, so let's take that right leg straight back. The ball of the foot in the mat, the hips level, the heart forward. And this is maybe enough, or you might add the little twist to the left with the upper body. Raise the chest, raise the arm. Just 2 more breaths. Nice. And as you complete, just bring your hand down and your knee down. Ease that wrist that was supporting. And just gently on your wrists, circle your hips. So all of that was deep into the hip stretching as well as into the spine. So a few times around in each direction. Lovely, everyone. Let's set up now for an upward facing pose, and let's do open book pose. So we rearrange the props. We'll need the blankies on each side. We'll need to bring the bolster up with the 2 blocks. So make your step with your block. 2 blocks. The bolster lies on it. Some people like to have the blankie underneath your sacrum. It makes it a little softer. And then you might need a different prop or an extra prop for your thighs. So you choose. And we're going to sit down at the foot end, not the foot end, the short end of the bolster. But we can feel the bolster right into the sacrum. And then as you bring your feet a little closer in, let the feet touch. And these 2 blankies are here to support your hips, your groin. And we lie back right down the middle of the bolster. And this is such a lovely opening pose. Just your props, perhaps even your elbows can lie on the blankies. And just really take in this moment where you settling yourself in yourself. That feeling of being aligned along the midline of your body and the bolster. And how we're equal left and right. And how as our feet touch, we're in this beautiful circuit, energy circuit of aliveness. Soft, low, slow belly breath. So in these restorative poses, we're not only opening and stretching the body in this very receptive way. Through the focusing on the breath, the mind calms and we distance ourselves a little from all the things that occupy us. Too many things, I know for me. So many things demanding attention. And here, only the breath. Only now.
काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत
It might be nice, just a little gesture of self-care, to bring your right hand to your lower belly, your left hand to your heart, and just feeling the softness of your body. How it breathes, how your heart might even be palpable, any pulsing.
सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग
And how you might bring one hand up to your forehead,
सुख
and just your warm hand on your forehead. And just letting it rest there.
तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई
And how we could just let the arms come back to where we placed them at first. And this, it feels just lovely to have your warm hand on your body. Self-care, so important.
तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे
We are resting and digesting.
तन मन
If you've had your dinner, you might notice that digesting going on. Your soft, low breathing is just helping all of that.
सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे
Let's savor just about 5 more cycles of breath in this shape.
तन मन शांत होए अधिकाई रोग काटे सुख सवीजे तन मन शांत होए अधिकार
Good, everyone. So now bring your hands to your outer thighs. Just help your knees back up together. And then inch your bum a little bit away from the bolster. Just give that little space there. Good. And then slide your legs straight out on the mat. Pushing through your heels straight out on the mat. And then let's take the arms overhead. Your arms next to your ears. Tuck your chin. And just have a little full body stretch. 2 more breaths.
मुको कर संतन की दूरे
Good, and then lower the arms again and bend the knees. Let's roll to one side and rearrange the props.
पूरख विदाते
So I invite you now to bring the bolster to the other end of the mat and your blocks right at the foot end of the mat. And we'll have one pillow blanket. And let's lie on the back, taking a moment to hug the knees in. So your head's supported, maybe your feet are on your bolster a moment, then you'll know where your bolster is. And then draw your right knee in and your left knee in, close to your torso. And just circle your knees together. Little circlings. Reverse your circlings.
पूरख विदाते
Good, and then let your feet come back onto the bolster. Bolster should be quite close to you. Bring it in a little bit so your feet can be firmly on the bolster. Now let's thread the needle. So bring your left ankle and lie it across your right thigh. And we'll just be here. We don't need to do anything with the arms. The arms can just rest alongside the body or in cactus arms. Just with your intention, your left thigh moves a little bit away from you. Your left toes are flexed, drawing towards your left knee. Just let that flex be light. We're going to continue with the lengthening of the exhale. 3 cycles in a 1-2 ratio. Lovely, everyone. We're going to switch sides. Just put your left foot on the bolster. We're going to take the right ankle now, lie it across the thigh. Again, we don't need to put the arms to work here. They can absolutely be at rest. Let that right knee, thigh presses a little bit away, and your right toes draw in so that foot is lightly flexed. Drop into your 1-2 breathing.
विदाते सरदा
All right, everyone, and now your right foot comes back to the bolster. Walk both feet on your bolster towards the left. Just little steps to the left. You'll find that your right foot now has crossed your midline. Good. Now the left leg, we're going to take the foot off the bolster and lie the left thigh over the right thigh and see where the foot might land. You might reach the bolster or that foot might be suspended in the air. This is the cow face. And so your thighs are crossed and your feet are apart. 3 cycles of the 1-2 breath. Good, we're going to switch sides. So undo that left leg. Shift both feet towards the right of your bolster so that you can lift and place your right thigh over your left. Squeeze your thighs together. And your right foot might be suspended or just touching the bolster. 3 cycles of breath. Lovely, everyone. As you complete that 3rd cycle of your long exhale, undo the cross of your legs so your feet are in their own lane, and invite you now to take that bolster and place it to your left angled long. Then find your strap and putting it around your left leg, take the left leg into the air with enough strap for the leg to be straight and your shoulders to relax, and then let your right leg slide straight out on the mat. Lovely, slow breaths.
सरदा मन के पूरे नानक दास.
Good. Please put your strap in your left hand, the left leg up, and slowly let your left leg be guided out towards the left. Try to keep the right bum down and see where that bolster needs to be for you to be able to rest your leg on. Just a little closer, a little further. So we want the left leg to have support. We'll keep the strap. The left arm will take up next to the ear And stretch the right arm up next to your ear and stretch the whole right side. And we're here for 3 cycles of breath.
सरदा नानक दास एह सुख मांगे मुको कर संतन की
Inhaling, bring your left leg up. Just bend the knee and take the strap off. With both feet flat on the mat. So you've got some stability. Let's take the bolster now to the right side of your body. Get it set up for the next part of that stretch. We're going to switch sides. So we're on the mat. We're going to put the strap on the right leg, right foot into the air. Plenty of strap to relax your shoulders. The left leg can be straight out on the mat. And go into your conscious breaths. Strap into the right hand. The left side stays grounded as you guide your right leg out to the right. Finding purchase on your bolster. Left arm overhead, so the whole left side is very actively stretching. It's just 3 cycles of breath. Lovely, everyone. Bring your leg back up. Listen carefully now as we're going to put the left foot in the strap as well. So both feet are going to be in the strap. And then holding a strap in each hand, let's widen the legs. Widen the legs. Straddle legs in the air. Keep your sacrum on the ground. Let your legs be as straight as you can. Even as you grip your strap, see if you can release the grip without losing the strap. Nice. Let's pull the legs back together. Bend your knees. We're done with the strap. Good. Now the bolster, that's on your left, bring it onto the mat. And position it so your legs can just rest over the bolster. The blocks are there at the foot end. Perhaps you can find them with your feet and use them for support, or you just push them away and not bother with the blocks. As we now come into this lovely Shavasana place, where you might like to use your second blanket on your tummy. Might want to put a head pillow on, eye pillow. And the invitation now is to drop really deep. And so before we even go there, let's do a little rotation of consciousness, which is so easy. Awarenessing to your feet. Awarenessing to your knees. Your buttocks. The middle of your body. Your ribs and your heart. Your shoulders and your arms and your hands. Your throat. Your face. The back of the head where it rests. Your forehead. Placing now a breath at your forehead, a little anointing of your brow, and attention now to the movement of the breath. That's just breathing you now. Noticing it somewhere, maybe your belly. Your throat. A little whisper of breath at your nose. And then permission to disengage from everything, to just drop deep.
सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु
All right, yogis. So lovely to rest like this. Come back to your breath. Link in with it. Gently awaken your body with little stretches, fingers and toes. Roll your head. Gently roll onto your side and pause there. And just integrate all that we've done. Drink in the gratitude moment. So wonderful to feel grateful and know that grateful leads to that beautiful quality of generosity. So what a beautiful world it is when that is how we live. Gently make your way up to sit. We close with the prayer pose hands. Inhale, stretch them up. And the big yes to life as we return. Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I love that you're here.